Hi everybody, I'm back. I want to try real quick to see if there's any way I can make the camera show my words going correctly. So if you notice back here, oh, Yvonne, I just noticed that was there. So one of our papers came with this cute little Frenchie there. So Yvonne was cutting the paper and she stuck that up there. Silly girl. All right, so I wanted to try to see, and if any of you guys know how to do this, let me know, how I make it so that my words, see my word create and crafts by Kathleen, they're going backwards. I want to try to turn them around. Now, I know that you used to be able to do it. There used to be a little wrench here, and when you hit the wrench, it would reverse it. So let's see here. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. I tap the picture, nothing to do with it. Nope, that's not it. I don't know. I just do not see it. All right, well, I apologize that I'm in reverse. My husband did have this set up so that I was able to run it off of a different camera, and I think that must be how he had it done, and it's been a while since I did that, so I'm gonna have to have him refresh my memory on how to get that done. Oh my goodness, look at all the freckles. So if you don't know, we were at Expo this weekend and we stayed at the Rosen Center. And after we were done shopping, a couple of us hung out by the pool and it was beautiful. And I had some sunburn, but look, it all turned into freckles. That's kind of crazy. All right, so as I promised, I was going to get this last acetate card done that we started. So we've done quite a few of them. We've done, let's see here. This one here where we had the acetate in the center of the front of the card so that you could see through it, and it had this cute little beach chair and umbrella on there from Gina K. So that was one of the cards that we did. Then we had this framed easel card that had the acetate on it. So it was a frame with the acetate through it, and then you had your palm trees on there. So we did those two. So if you're looking for them, you should be able to scroll down in my feed and find them from a couple weeks ago. It's been a couple of weeks and I apologize. Things were crazy getting ready to go over to the expo. It was my first time teaching, learned quite a bit, learned what I can improve. I want to double check cuts because there were some cuts that weren't correct, and not only is it a little bit embarrassing when the cuts aren't correct, but it holds people up and they spend a lot of money to take the classes. So I want to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And the rest of the feedback was just wonderful. It made me so happy that they told me they were learning things, that they enjoyed the class, they thought it was money well spent. So it was just such a refreshing feeling sometimes to get those positive feedbacks, and you don't grow without those negative feedbacks, and I only got one, so I'm quite happy about that. So I will be doing quite a few expos over the summer, and it's slower here at the shop, so it gives me an opportunity to get out there and kind of build our brand and get some more followers so that we can build that YouTube up so that I can do some lives on YouTube. And I'm not going to leave Facebook. You know how to find me here on Facebook, and I love Facebook. So, all right, let's get to that third acetate card. So the third acetate card that we're doing is this card here where it says, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. And then we're going to open it up, and it's another tent card, easel card. It's another easel card, and you've got this wonderful picture of your seagull here on its pillars in the water here. And this is a Gina K stamp. This is, oh, I don't even have the package anymore. It's a pretty old stamp. I mean, probably 4 years old, but it's a goodie. I use this stamp all the time, so I will never get rid of this stamp set, and I should probably renew it because I've used it so much I'm wearing it out. All right, so we're gonna finish up the series of acetate cards and make this card today. So what I did was I did most of the cutting off camera so that you didn't have to, you know, sit and watch paint dry. You're going to need a card base, and I'm using the slate card stock, and it's 5.5 by 11. So you've got your 5.5 by 11, and you're just going to fold it right in half. You're going to score it at 5.5 and then fold it. Hey, Joyce, we miss you. We miss you so much. I see Sonia and Cheryl. I know Cheryl misses you. We all miss you, Joyce. So hopefully we'll be up in that area doing an expo within the next 6 to 9 months. So we'll get to see you, I hope. All right, so we're starting off with the slate card stock. We're doing the card base 4.25 by 11, and then you're going to either fold it in half or score it on the 11-inch side. That's the long side, at 5.5, and that's going to give you this card base. Then we've got a 4.25 by 5.5 piece of slate card stock. And now this is 49th and Market paper that we've had here for forever, but it's got a coastal feel to it. So I thought this would be a really good thick cardstock because you want this to be sturdy. When you're using the acetate, you're really going to need to depend on that cardstock to support the acetate, because your acetate's a little bit flimsier than all of your other mediums that you're going to be using. So this is the 49th and Market cardstock. I couldn't even tell you what it's called, but it had definitely that coastal feel to it. This one even has a north and a south on it. So one of the pieces you're going to cut 5.5 by 4.25. The reason you're going to do that is because your acetate is going to be 4.25 inches across. So on the front of your card, you're going to want that to go the full 4.25 inches across and the 5.5 down. So we're going to first adhere that to the front of the card, but we'll get to that after I finish introducing my oh my goodness, that was from a cooking show that I watch on one of the other social medias. She introduces her ingredients to what she's cooking. I'm not introducing things, I'm showing you what you need to make this card. All right, so then we've got our acetate, and I cut this at 6 inches by 4.25, and then I score it at 1/2 inch, and I fold that back, okay? Now you're going to have to really, really push down on your acetate because you want to make sure that folds nice and secure. And then we've got our 2 pieces of decorative cardstock that we're going to use on the inside. And then we've got our 2 pieces of sky blue that we're going to use on our inside. And then I've pre-stamped my little seagull on his little post. Oh, look, there's 2 seagulls. I haven't noticed him back there. There's a second seagull. Oh, well, you learn something new every day. All right, so let me turn this camera down so that we can point this here at the workspace. And again, I'm going backwards, so please bear with me and know that it's in reverse. Okay, so let's get this down just a little bit more. All right. So first things first, what we're going to do is get your glue, and I'm going to be using my reptile glue. We love reptile glue here at the shop. Now, I haven't used this all day, so let's see if it's going to work for me. This is the glue gun that I got for my birthday, and I've been using it and using it and using it. I think I'm getting used to it. I've been very used to using bottles, but I'm going to use my glue gun. Now, oh, wait a minute. Yep, it's working perfectly. Okay, so we've got our glue going on our cardstock. We're going to put that down onto the gray card base, the slate card base. No, we're not. Oh my goodness. Huh, where's my mind? We're going to do the acetate first. We want to put the acetate down first. So this cardstock is going on top of the gray, but we want to put the acetate on first. We want that so that where you've got it scored, that 1/2 inch score, that flap, that 1/2 inch in the back is going to go onto the front of the card so that when you open it, it makes like a triangle. Okay, so we're going to glue down this 1/2 inch right here. We're going to put glue on the bottom of this card underneath the acetate. It's been a while since I made these cards, and now that I'm putting it together, I almost forgot what I was doing. All right, and then we're going to get our bone folder, and we're going to really push that glue down. You got to work it in because you want it to get very tacky and start to dry under there so that it holds the acetate to the cardstock. All right, so we're just going to work this in with our bone folder. And you see how I'm just going back and forth, and see how as I'm doing it, it's sticking, it's not popping up. And that's because underneath of the acetate, the glue's starting to absorb a little bit into the paper, and it's starting to adhere to the acetate and bringing it together. And that's what we want, okay? Plus, this is giving an extra little secure on your fold there, because you want to make sure that that's nice and crisp. All right. Now we're going to take, now this is going to go at the bottom, okay? So your card's opening from top to bottom like this, and then your acetate's going to come out like that to make the little bit of an easel. Do you see how that goes? You've got this adhered here, and then your acetate's here, all right? But for now, we're going to keep it closed. Now we're going to add more glue to this because by now it's all dried out. All right, yeah, I was jumping ahead of the game there. See, even Kathleen makes mistakes. All right, we've got our glue on here, and we're going to glue this down to the front of our card, making sure we're nice and square with all of our corners. I'm going to take my bone folder and press it all down, make sure everything's nice and secure. Now, most of the words are going sideways, so this is really kind of non-directional. The H, to me, it looks like it's going this way, okay? So it looks like it's right side up to me. So I hope that's how it's supposed to be. If not, who's going to tell? All right, and then I also pre-stamped the sentiment that where it says, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." I pre-stamped that. I'm going to glue that to a little scrap of the back of this cardstock. So on this cardstock, we're using the front, and I got the back of it here where this tan and peachy color is. So I'm going to glue my sentiment right to the back side of that. Give it a little bit of dimension. What do? We need pop dots. We're going to pop that up. All right, so I'm going to put some pop dots right on here. Okay. We're just gonna kind of like it there. Right there. Make it straight. Oops. Come up a little bit. All right, there we go. Now it's nice and straight, okay? All right, so we've got that down. Now let's do the inside of the card. So we've got our acetate up here at the top. That's what's going to make our easel. So we're going to need to put our decorative pieces in here. So we've got our powdered blue. We're going to start with that. That's going to go down on the gray, on the slate cardstock. We're going to put that on the bottom and the top. So I'm going to start down here at the top. Now these blue pieces are 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So these blue pieces we cut down just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the 5 1/2. So that's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So we're going to glue down the top piece as well. All right, so we're going to have to lift up our acetate and then put this in right underneath the acetate. You don't want to go over any of your score lines because you want this to still fold nicely. Bring that over. And then again, use your bone folder to smooth it down. Make sure that the glue's all pressed out and spread around so that it stays down. Okay. Now we're going to take the decorative pieces and do the same thing. So I like this one here that has the north. Now that definitely I know goes up. North is up. So we're going to put that piece in here. Okay. And I'm going to put some glue on the back here. Now this is 5 1/4 by 4. So this is even a little smaller than the blue. That way we're going to have a nice little border going around it with the blue cardstock, with the sky blue. We're going to slide that right on top there. Okay. Use your bone folder to smooth out that glue. And then we're going to put our bottom piece down as well. So we're going to put glue on the back of the bottom piece. Let's lay that right down there. Use your bone folder. All right. Now we're going to take this piece that measures 4 inches by 1/2 inch, and we're going to pop that up, about halfway up, because we want this acetate to have something to make it stop when it's standing up. Okay, so we're going to put this about halfway up, right about there. So I'm going to grab some other pop dots and put on the back here. And these pop dots I got in my little gift bag from Yvonne and Kara when we went to the expo. They made everybody a little gift bag with, some candy to keep our sugar levels high while we're crafting and walking around. And they had some pop dots, and then I made some earrings and a glue pin and put in there, so they would have, a little something from me to say thank you for supporting me and coming out here with us all. We just had a really good time, and I hope everybody tries to make it next year, because we're definitely going to be doing this yearly. All right, let's get this put right here in the center. It's going to go from one side of the decorative paper to the other. And let's just double check that, make sure that yep, see how it holds our easel card up? You can't really see the acetate, but it's there. You can see it moving. All right, so now what we need to do is get this part done. Now I want to take a powdered blue blending brush and use my sky blue powdered blue ink and just go over the bottom here. And then I'm going to take a small blending brush with some brown on it and hit these little pillars that are in the water. So just give me a second, because I did forget to grab them. All right, that is light lilac. That is not powdered blue. That is not going to help me. All right, let's find us a powdered blue. Lilac, lilac, lilac. What's this? Powdered blue. Found it. All right, now you're going to take notice that I'm not even going to use the ink, because 9 times out of 10 you've got enough ink left on your brush to do little jobs like this. All right, so we're going to go up and down on the pillars, and usually I circle, but I don't really want to go too much out of the line. And see, I'm not making it super dark. I just want a little hint of brown on these, just to give it a little bit of color. All right. And then I'm going to take my powdered blue. Look at that. There's plenty on there. Just go right over the water there. And I'm going to go a little heavier on the water. And then right above the water, actually, I'm not, because I'm going to fussy cut all the way around that. So I don't even need to do that. So let me get my scissors. And we're going to fussy cut around the seagull. Okay, I'm going to go right across the water line, go up on the pillars. This is the part I should have had done for you. This is like watching paint dry. All right, we're going to go right around. These scissors are a little big for fussy cutting, Kathleen. Yes, I know. Look at that. I'm talking to myself and answering myself. I'm starting to lose my mind. All right, we're going to get this all fussy cut out, and then we're going to put this on the acetate so that when the acetate's standing up, this is like its own freestanding feature of the card. But it's not really freestanding, it's actually held up by the acetate. All right, so we're going to go around him. Then we've got this little bird, this little tiny guy right here. He's so cute. I never really realized he was there until today. All right, we're going to go around him. Did I go around him? Yeah, he's on the other card too. All right. Go down the pillar, and then go back across the water line, and then up and around this pillar. And back across the water line. All right, so now all we have to do is glue him right there to the edge of the acetate. Now you want to make sure before you stamp this that it's going to be 4 1/4 inches across, because you want this to be the same size as your acetate. All right, so now we're going to take this, we're going to place glue on the whole thing. So we want glue on our little seagulls, we want glue on our pillars, and then we want glue where the water is. All right. Now, I'm not taking it too close to the edge. Now, I did notice that I got a little close to the edge on the seagulls, so I'm just going to tap some of that off, and the reason is I don't want it flowing over onto the acetate, okay? So now let's put this right on the edge. I want to make sure that I'm matching up corner to corner, and then I'm going to lay this down. Now, had I left that glop of glue there, when I pressed this down, it would have pushed out onto the acetate, and you would have seen it when you had your card up, and we don't want to do that, okay? So now we've got our seagulls added on, and then it's got its little stopper here so that it stands up, and it looks like it's kind of just standing in the middle of the card there, all right? So we've got, this is our last acetate card done. So let's get the 3 cards out so we can see all of them together again. So we've got this one. Move this stuff out of the way. We've got the one with our palm trees. That's another easel card, a whole other way of doing it. And then we've got this one. Okay, so this one kind of looks like the front of the card. I just love that chair and umbrella. I think that is one of my favorite dies. It's a standalone die. It doesn't have any stamps with it or anything. I just absolutely love this card. Hey, Julie, my friend Julie from New Jersey's here. She says she'd give this card to her mom if she were here. Today's her birthday. I know. You know what? I was thinking of that today because today was Grandmom's birthday, and I remember your mom and Grandmom had the same birthday, April the 9th. Yeah. Well, maybe they're both up in heaven having a heavenly birthday party. Okay. So we'll say that this card here is in honor of Julie's mom's birthday today. So this is her birthday wishes. Her mom used to live down on the shore, and this would definitely be a card that her mom would have loved. So we've got all 3 of our acetate cards finished, and if you have any questions, please contact the shop. This was a class that we did back in March, and I still have directions for it, so if you need me to send you some directions, you can shoot me an email or text me or do something on Facebook so that I know, and I will be more than glad to get you the directions for these cards. So I hope that I have inspired the creativity that's within you. See my word up there, create. and get out your acetate and start playing and doing some easel cards, okay? All right, wonderful seeing everybody. Thank you all for stopping by. I'm sorry it took so long for me to finish this series. I will be back tomorrow with a fun fold. We'll be doing one of the fun folds from Fun Fold Frenzy from last month. So it'll be a surprise which one, and bring a pen and paper and take some notes. All right, I'll see you all real soon. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Bye-bye.